Well, hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, and this is going to cover all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet in La Paz, Baja, Mexico. Hope wherever you are, you're doing well. Thank you for checking in, and do us a favor and please subscribe. Let's talk about some fishing. You know, I've got a sweatshirt on. It's getting cooler. Fall is definitely in the air. The winds are changing. We're getting more north winds that start up about this time. So if these get consistent, the waters are going to cool off. Right now, they're still about 86, 87 degrees. But if these winds continue, as they often do this time of the year, the waters are going to get cooler and the complexion of the fishing does change. So definitely a cooler week. We did have some rougher weather. We did have more winds. But overall, let me tell you, it was one of the better weeks of fishing that we've had all season, even though it has been a shortened season. The Dorado came on really strong this week. Not just more fish, but also larger fish. Most of the year we've had, 10, 15 pound fish at the largest. Well, this week they got up a little bit more. 20, 25 pounders were not unusual. Definitely limits were not unusual either. Now, if you were fishing with our two fleets, La Paz was definitely better. If you were looking for action, if you're looking for just having one day of fun, as many folks are these days, we get a lot of what we call freelance fishermen. They've already booked their trips. They've got all of their activities set. Really all they want is one day of fishing, or they walk into our offices and they just want a day of fishing. I usually send them to go fish with our La Paz fleet because I can always pretty much guarantee they're going to have some action, they're going to catch some fish, and for that one day, I know they're going to have, some big smiles on their face. So if they fish with our La Paz fleet, most of the fish are that 5 to 10 pound size, maybe a couple a little bit larger, but limits are not unusual. In fact, on some of the days this past week, the boats were back by 11 o'clock, definitely back on the beach by noon, done limits, had fun, brought some fish back to our restaurant to cook up, and everybody had smiles on it. Now, if you wanted larger fish, our Las Arenas fleet definitely was doing better on larger fish. Now, they were certainly getting limits, but these fish tended to be larger, some 20, 25 pounders, even some 30 pounders in the counts this week. So that was really exciting. But on top of it all, we had some billfish bite this week. The wahoo are still there, although some days they're there, other days not. We got maybe one wahoo per day. Definitely still biting on those dark-colored nomads and those dark-colored rapalas, but also some pargos, some cabria, sierra, some amberjack biting, which gives us the indication that waters are definitely cooling. So everybody that wanted fish this week caught fish. Everybody that caught fish, brought fish home, or brought some into the restaurant. So overall, a really good week. It seemed like the season started really late for a lot of reasons, not only just the COVID quarantine, so our season really we couldn't fish until June, and it seemed like the waters remained cool, and it really didn't seem like it was seasonal, and we were predicting that the bite was going to start late. Well, given what's happened the last 2 weeks with the increased bite, especially on the Dorado, especially on the billfish, especially on the wahoo, I'm only hoping that it's going to get better as we get later in the year. Normally this time of the year, things are starting to shut down as things get cooler, but we can only be hopeful, and maybe even we'll see some tuna. But as of right now, it's been a zero tuna year. So, we just got to come down, we go fish, we have a good time. At least you're not working. Town is beautiful right now. The sun's been out, although we had a little bit of drizzle earlier last week. But overall, looks like we're going to have a really nice week. So if you're coming down, we're looking forward to having you. Thanks for checking in. This is going to be Jonathan for a really quick Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report. Please subscribe, take care of each other, God bless, and stay tuned. I've got some really good photos in the fishing gallery coming right up.